I want to talk about bitterness with you. I know you know all the scriptures about bitterness and unforgiveness, but you allowed it to take root. And I know sometimes you didn't know what it was that caused your heart to feel sick, but you held on too long with certain things that hurted you. Let me explain. There were some things that happened early on in life that you had to push towards and push down for years. And it never was properly addressed in your family. You just was performing your way through life. And although you went to church and you read the word and you try to do the word best that you can, but you fell back and had some sinful nature, just as the Bible tells us. But you never really got to the root cause of, of which was causing us or causing me to slip. And it was bitterness. Bitterness of not being able to speak out and to be heard about what was going on inside of you. Not being understood by people who you thought loved you and cared about your well being. Not being accepted around people that you called your close family and friends. And even though you continue to be kind and showing up for people and being nice, even though that you knew some things, like they're not exhibiting really good friendships, they're not exhibiting a person that's supported and they were a family member, you still showed up as if showing up for them was going to make them change their belief about you or change their heart on how they should treat you. And so bitterness of you of your unmet needs, as well as you're not listening to your own self, showed up. And it showed up in behaviors of eating. It showed up in disappointment when things wasn't going right in your life. You linked everything together and it was catastrophized. It showed up in friendships that was really good for you. You was treating those friends like the friends who wasn't really good for you. You didn't have a rational brain because bitterness clouded the way that you saw life. You had that bitterness lens on. So now that you can identify some of the root causes of benefit of bitterness, what do? You had to go get counseling and be honest with yourself. You had to call out some names of some people that you truly, genuinely love. You had to address your own self of your own met needs. By causing and inflicting pain on your own self for not seeing things and holding back when you saw things. And those days were very hurtful. It caused sleepless nights. It caused not being able to show up for family and friends because you couldn't even show up for yourself. Bitterness was trying to grip you. And bitterness and unforgiveness, they friends. So I had to deal with the unforgiveness in my heart. I think the hardest thing for me was forgiving myself. You didn't want to forgive yourself because you thought that if you keep replaying on how you could have done things differently, somehow it could have changed the outcome, or it could have changed the relationship, or it wouldn't have happened. So I had to stop replaying what happened. I had to stop trying to figure out why the relationship ended. I had to stop trying to say, oh, my boundaries. I had to really get in that mirror like I am now and say, what is your responsibility in this? Because nobody is coming to save you. Moving forward, what are you going to do differently? Who are you going to forgive? Me first.